Hey, everybody. It's your lovely Lotus Blossom, Lizzie. And we are going to get started here in a moment. Just make sure I got everything all done. And thank you very much, Judy. Thanks for coming on with me. You were kind of early. You're kind of early today. Sometimes I have I've been trying to set things up just a little bit early, but then I kind of walk away from the computer. So I'm back now. But thank you for joining me. So for anybody that's just coming on, we're working on our Project 20, where we try to do 20 pieces of ephemera per day. And today I'm going to be working on some floating pockets, and this is kind of what they look like. I did some a few days ago, and they actually came out really beautiful. And I decided to do a little extra to it because, that's just how I am. I do a little extra. And so I'm going to be using this paper pad right here, and I wanted to show it to you. And I was able to find it on Amazon as well. Oh, before we get started, I always like to request or suggest that if these are the type of videos that you like, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe if you like things like that as well. And I put links down below to some of the supplies I'm using. I think I got most of them, and they're in the description as well. So I'm just gonna do like a little bit of a flip through of this, because Judy, actually this would be a great paper pad for your Boy Scout book, because it has these are actually stickers in here. And I was able to find this, and I put the link down below to Amazon has this paper pad, and I got it from Tuesday Mornings, of course. Oh, I keep hitting the mic. Let me try to move the mic a little bit without making too much noise. And you can see it got like butterflies. Hey, Rachel, thanks for coming on and joining me also. Here's your wood, Rachel. Remember I told you I didn't really like the wood grain pieces of paper. I still have some, but I think I have a use for them now. I was supposed to give them to you a long time ago, but see how I act. So this is like a beautiful paper pad. So I'm going to be making some of my floating pockets out of these papers. And I already have like a few scraps, but I just wanted to do like a teeny bit of a flip through, because I know people like looking at the what's inside. That looks like leather in person. And I love the butterflies and the dragonflies. That's my thing right there. Yep, Field and Stream. This will definitely be great. Look at this page right here. This will definitely be great. I got it on the side, but because, room is limited on this desk. It's not a lot of real estate. So I put it sideways so we can look. We got birds. And they do have some patterns that duplicate, but I think it's still like a really good mix. It's a good mix of things in here. I like it. All right, so I'm going to be using this paper pad. Let me put this over to the side here, out of the way. And the first thing that I need, I do have some paper. There were kind of scraps from another project that I had, but they came out of that particular paper pad. How many do you need? How many pieces of the big pieces do you need? I don't know, because I just I had some pieces that were already out, and I'm just gonna use like some of my scraps. So, and then for this, I'm making these like about 4 inches this way, and then I have to cut this about 8.5 inches. So I would say from each piece of this, you can get like 3 big ones and maybe 2 small ones. So 3 big pockets. And if we were doing 20, we'll say we can get like 4 pieces out of each page. So about 5 pieces. If you were going to do that, you could use 5 pieces. Hi, Penny. Good evening if you're on the East Coast. All right, so this is a pretty easy project too. So I'm just gonna cut these down. Like, I'm not even paying attention because y'all know how I roll. I'm not even like taking into account like well, I am a little bit like the decor on here. I'm just gonna cut some of these down, and I'm gonna cut this down to like 4 inches. Let's go this way with this one and see what comes out. And this is actually my We Are Memory Keepers scoreboard, because I probably could cut more than one piece if I took the big cutter out, but I didn't feel like having a whole bunch of cutters, and this is the one that I need. So you said it looks like a 6 by 12. These pieces are not the full. These were actually 12 by 12 when I started. They're not 12 by 12 anymore. So I'm going to cut this down to 4 inches across this way. And then I'm going to cut this to 8.5 inches. Let's go to 8.5 inches here. I like how I just jumped right in today. Jump right into the project. That's what I should do every day. Okay, and then I'm kind of confused, Judy. You asked how big it is. Are you asking like how big that paper pack is, or like the project that we're doing itself? Because I'm a little confused. Okay, so I'm gonna cut some more that same size, and so I want to cut this 4 inches. I don't know why I keep putting that up. 4 inches here. We want the width to be 4 inches long. I hardly ever use this cutter, except for the scoreboard part. That's the only time when I really use it. And then 8.5. I was kind of excited to get on today. I didn't do a lot today. Well, I kind of did, but me and my mom had to take her out to the store and stuff, and we had to hit a few stores. Went to the grocery store and the bookstore, and we went to like the health food store to get some vitamins and all that good stuff. And usually by the time we do all that, I'm kind of like mentally tired and I don't want to do anything. So I just wanted to really like just get on and create at that point. I just wanted to get on and create because I didn't want to do anything else. So I've been lounging a little bit. Oh, 8.5. I'm about to mess up. 8.5. This is a project that you can't really mess up. Oh, okay. I understand what you're saying. Okay, you got it. All right, so this is 8.5 this way, and then this is 4 inches this way. And let me cut one more to get this started here. But you don't have to use precise measurements for this. Is like a recipe. You can kind of just you can really wing it on this. But I did like some test pockets, and I like this size, so this was the size I decided to do. Because this is another one of those. This is another seriously easy project to do. So 8.5. Because you can just actually do a few steps and be done. But you know how I am. It never really works out that way for me. Okay, so I got 4 pieces right here. So these are going to be 4 nice sized pockets. And I'm gonna go through the process of these, and then I'll work on some of the other ones until we get to the end of our hour. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna score this, and that's why I only want to take out this one board, because I knew I could just cut and then do some scoring. And I love the scoreboard also. I I almost got another We Are Memories Keeper scoreboard because they have a few that I like. So I'm going to turn this over. Now, like I said, you can be mindful of the pattern if you're a type of person. And in some cases, I will be mindful of the pattern. But like this has kind of like a dark spot down here at the bottom. So I want this to be kind of my folded up part. Because when these pockets are sitting on the page, you aren't going to really see that. I'm going to do these. I'm going to score them at 3 inches. Mind you, I already got the measurements for this. It's not a tutorial, but I'll tell you what I'm doing. And then I just fold that. See, and ta-ta! I already have a pocket. So what you could do is just put some glue on the inside and then you have a pocket already. But you know we're going to take it a little bit further. So I want this to be at the bottom. So I'm going to take this and I always run my little my bone folder over it like twice so I can get a good score line. And you'll see there's like a little bit of a white lip on this side. It doesn't matter because y'all know what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do some sewing. She's going to do some sewing today. So this one, it has like some writing. So this top part here, I'm going to put that closest to the edge here, and I'm going to do 3 inches. And then when I fold it up, the writing will be facing up. Because when you put these pockets in your book, you're not really going to see the back of it. Because you can glue it down or you can like paper clip it on or, whatever. So here's another one. I want this one to be facing up like this. Oops, like this. So I'm going to make this the 3 inches. I hope I'm not confusing you all if you're following along with this. I'm gonna make it 3. Okay, so we got 4 here. So let's go to the next step. Let me just stick this back in here so I can find it. Because all of the We Are Memory Keepers things, see, it comes with like an extra, it comes with the bone folder, and you can just tuck it away. And it also has like an extra blade, so that's nice. Let me put that over to the side for a moment. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get out some of my aged coffee dyed paper. And I love this paper. And I had to look at it and see which side has the most interesting designs on it. And this side has it. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it to the less interesting side. And I'm just going to, I just need to kind of figure out just a little bit. Get a pin out here where I'm gonna cut this. So I'm not gonna use like the whole length of this, because then it would be a waste. I just want enough paper to just be tucked right inside of here. So without me going through like big old measurements or anything, I can figure that out by just putting a few lines here. And get my scissors, and I'm just going to roughly cut this, not measure anything out. Don't need a paper cutter for this. And then we're going to open this up, and I'm just going to put a spot of glue on here since we're going to be doing some sewing, kind of a spot of glue. And I'm using my purple Elmer's glue for this job. And I do want it to be kind of down on the bottom real good, so things won't slide up. And then I'm just gonna make sure the edges are kind of covered. So see, when you fold it up, now you can't see that bottom edge, and we didn't waste any paper by putting it down here because this is going to be sewed up. So next, you'll see that the paper is hanging over the edges. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to chop off the extra paper on here. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because once I sew it, you're not going to see any imperfections. And if you do, that's okay, because that's what junk journaling is all about, embracing the imperfections. Let's get that trash off. All right, so now let's do the other ones just like this, and then we'll move on to the next step. So you can see this project is coming together really quickly. So again, I'm just putting this on here so I can kind of see. We'll do to about right here and about right there for that one. And then cut. You know what? I didn't ask you all how you were doing this evening. How are you doing this evening? I am doing fantastical, if anybody wants to know. And I make sure that the interesting part is going to be the part that's up. Because whenever you have like the age papers, there's always like some interesting parts. And some of the paper is not so interesting. Oops. And I'm not showing it any love, the edges any love, because the edges will be sewn. And I'll just stick this on here. It has a little bit of an overhang. See, so when this is closed, you won't see that part down there at the bottom at all. All right, we just put the glue on there just to kind of keep things from shifting too much. But not enough to gunk up your needle if you're going to sew, because you still don't have to sew. You could actually give your edges some love and then call it a day with your glue stick. But I want to sew because I haven't sewn in a few days. All right, so let's do the next one. And we already kind of have a line there, so let's cut that one. And let's do this one also. And I'm actually gonna just cut this one this way. All right. Am I moving too fast for you all? I hope not. I hope I'm not moving too fast. This way. Make sure I did this right. This way. Just running a little bit up. My favorite glue, this purple glue. I think I saw this one lady, she does journals, and she used the purple glue. I think that was like her main glue of choice. And I was like, I've never seen that glue before. It's like you can be crafting for like forever and a day, and it's just some things that you never run across. And then when you do, it's like then you see it all the time. That's how it was with that purple glue. I had never seen it. And then after I saw it on her channel, then I saw it all the time. Okay, so now we just close this up for the moment, because we're going to do some more, but we'll cut this extra paper off. I can't talk and cut because I'm concentrating. Because me and scissors, we have a tumultuous love affair. Sometimes we work well together, and sometimes we don't. Sometimes the scissors can be wild and crazy in my hand. That's right, me and the inanimate object that is scissors. Oh, I hear you. I'm going to sew across all the way around across the bottom and the tops as well, because you're right, I think it makes it sturdy. But I'm not gonna, in this case, I'm not gonna sew across the bottom of this part right here though, because I think it'll survive. But you know what? You know your boy. He might go crazy with his journal. Take it on camping trips and whatnot. So this is what we have so far, and of course we could stop right there. We could stop right there, and we could just put glue on here around the corners or whatever, but no, that's not what we're gonna do. All right, so I'm gonna get my sewing machine. Oi. Let me get you guys in a good position here. Move my sewing machine up a little bit, and I'll move it down so y'all can see what I'm doing. And let's see if we can get a little bit more light going here. Ugh. All right, don't fall over, light. Don't fall over. Okay. And first thing I'm going to do is on these is I'm going to go across this part, this top lip right here, because I want this to be decorated too. And I'm going to do it all in a zigzag stitch because this is a Brothers LX3125, and I don't think they sell it anymore, but I do have a link to a website you could get it from if you wanted it. But I don't have I couldn't find it on Amazon because I think it might be a discontinued model. I've had mine for over 10 years. So I'm gonna just go right to the next one here. Without cutting anything. I'm in assembly line mode. And then the next one. And then the next one. All right, so oops. All right, so I got like this line of paper here. So let me give these some cuts here. Get my little Cricut scissors out because I like these. I like these the best. And cut some of the extra. Cut some of this extra stuff off. I have to get used to moving the camera around when I have the sewing machine up here because I don't always do that. And get my little candy dish top thing up here to catch my threads. Okay, so now this is where we're at so far. So you can see how this is coming together. Oops. Wait a minute. Let me cut you off. So you can see how this is coming together so far. Oops. There we go. So you can see now we have like it's nicely decorated. And again, you could stop at this step if you wanted to. But I'm going to go all the way around. Okay, here we go. If I could see, the sewing machine is kind of far from me. But that's okay. I'm going to take one for the team here. All right, so I started at the bottom of the pocket. Oh, you know what? I wanted to round the corners first. So let me just stop because I like the rounded corners. And I'm I'm going to take out my We Are Memory Keepers. Again, We Are Memory Keepers. Corner chomper. And I'm going to use the 1/4 of an inch. So you can do a 1/2 of an inch, which is a bigger corner. And then you have the 1/4. So I'm going to do the smaller corner because I like the smaller corners in this particular project. And I'm going to do all 4 corners before I sew. I almost missed that step. Making sure that I catch all of the actual papers in here, because these are not glued all the way down. Next, so of course you can use any corner rounder. So I think these pockets are going to be like really, really nice inside of the journals. And I am not going to do the vintage photo around these. I'm just going to let them be kind of clean. They're going to have a clean look without because I think the paper alone on here will be enough of a vintage look for this. All right, so now, where's the one I started on? I remembered the corners because I remember going around the corners real nicely with the sewing machine, and I forgot this time. All right. I'm going to zigzag it. And you're just going to go all the way up to the top. And even if it's a little bit of a wonky fold, you'll barely be able to see it if you sew it like I'm doing it. And of course, you don't have to. You could do yours any kind of way. And it almost looks like leather. The aged paper, that is, has a leather-esque look. Make sure I move some of the stringage. I kind of like this because it has like that kind of like foil on it. So this is actually a finished pocket. So this is what the front looks like, and this is what the back looks like. So the back has a nice finished look as well. And probably when I do use this, I'll probably go ahead and do the vintage photo at that time and put it around the edges, because you can see like a little bit of the white there. And then see, that's what the front of it looks like. So that's a nice size pocket. And you could glue this onto the page as well, but I call them floating pockets because you can put them on with paper clips and move them around if you wanted to. So let's do on to our next one. So you can see this one is very simple, very easy. So you'll certainly be seeing these again. You will see them again. So it's more sewing on this than anything else. Which is definitely alright with me, because y'all know I like the sewing thing. So what projects are you all working on today? I know Judy is working on her son's Boy Scout journal. So now you can get that paper pad. That paper pad is like perfect for that job. And I didn't even pull it out for that reason. I just thought about it when I decided to kind of show the pages in there. I said, oh, this will be great for Judy. And I think Tamika will like it too. She says she likes bugs. There's a few bugs in there. Hey, thanks, Laura Laureline says she visited my Etsy shop, and you all can visit it if you like. It's over at pleasantcreations.com, and the link is below. So this is what this one looks like. And these are some nice little pockets. I'm just trying to think of some other stuff I could do with those. They feel like they could just stand alone. You can put them in your purse or something. I don't know. I don't know, you all. I'm just thinking out loud now. Just thinking out loud. I want to thank everybody who has been visiting the shop and making purchases and conversing with me over there on Etsy as well. I really appreciate it. Every little bit helps. Honestly. Because, you know, I haven't won the lottery yet. And, you know, as most would say, you can't win if you're not in it. Because I really don't play the lottery. So I probably never win it. Alright. There. And that's the next one. Looks good. And this one. So you can see how fast this project is rolling around. Faster than my other ones, of course. No shade to myself. So again, it's like a paper pad is just a paper pad until you break it down and start using it. It turns into some beautiful stuff for sure. Like one of those no worries project, not really mindless project, because you know when you're sewing you got to watch your fingers. You don't want to sew your fingers up. You got to do a little bit of thinking and a teeny bit of measuring. You don't even have to really measure, because whatever kind of paper that you have, whatever size it is, you can just use that and just fold it up and make a pocket, glue it together, and it'll be a wrap. And my Pam. Oh, I like the ones that have the foil on them, especially these dark ones, because they still have that vintage feel to them. Okay, so I'm going to move this out the way, because we actually finished the 4 that we started with. So now I'm going to do the rest. Oops. Got to watch my back when I'm moving that. Now, I actually got some nice good sized pieces left here. But I'm not going to use these because they might be a little bit smaller than I want for the pocket. Now this one, yeah, I don't want my pockets to be that small. So now let's break down some larger sheets here. I'll take, I'm not going to think too much into it. I'm just going to grab some. Let's just grab a few sheets. Make it easy on myself. We're going to use that one. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use this one. I might not need all of these, but we'll just stick them back in here if we're not going to use them. And this one. Alright. Move that out the way. Alright, so these are the 4 that I pulled out. Okay, now let's pull this jammy back out again. Alright, let's start with this page right here. So see how we want to do this. So we need our 4 inches. We're going to do our 8.5 first. So we don't really have an orientation for this page, so because of the design, so it doesn't really matter which way we do this. Let's cut this way. So I'm going to do the length at 8.5. Can't talk while I'm measuring. I'm concentrating though. Eight and a half. I'm trying not to cut this knot straight because, you know, sometimes even when you think you're doing it straight and you're not, and then it's always messed up when you thought it was straight and it wasn't. All right, so now I'm gonna do 4 inches. Yeah, 8.5, 4 inches. Had to think about it. I actually have the measurements written down because since I tested it, I kind of knew what size I wanted. Okay, and then we can get another one out of this, 4 inches. So this will be the answer to your question, how many you can get out of a piece of paper. I think somebody asked me that question. Okay, so we got 3, so that's going to be 3 pockets right there. And then this one is going to be a little bit shorter, but that's okay. So let's see. We want to cut like this little piece off. So we'll do it like 3.25 inches. And we'll do it like an 8.5, just like we did the other one. 8.5. Oh no, this one's gonna be kind of short. I mean, it's gonna be kind of small. I don't know if I want to do one that small. Let's experiment. Let's see, so it'll be like, yeah, it's going to look like a library pocket, actually. I think I might like that. Okay, so that's like 1 full page right there. I just want to test this one before I move on to my other cuts. Doing a spot of an experiment here. All right, and we're gonna do it at 3 inches, just like we did the other one. And fold it just to see how it's gonna look. So it is gonna kind of look like a library card. Okay, I'm okay with that. All right, let's move this out the way. And so that's a full piece of paper. That's a full page in the book. And the only thing that's left are these 2 pieces right here. And I'm not going to use this piece, so that can go in the trash. But this one, I have an idea. Actually, I'm going to save that idea for another time because the land of ideas is not only in this room, but it's in my mind as well. So I want to do this way. So this is going to be 8.5. My 8.5 inches here. And then we're going to do our 4 inches. I don't know if this paper cutter can take more than one piece of paper. I don't want to mess up my paper, so I'm not going to try it. Oh, this is crooked. See? That's crooked. I hate it when things go crooked. Let's cut on this side, but it's okay. That's 4. It looked crooked. It doesn't look crooked now. 4. And that should be 4. See, it's a little crooked. These are a little off, but whatever. After I do the sewing, you probably won't even notice it. And then this, I did like 3 1/4. Trying to follow the lines all the way down. That's why I'm getting these crooked. All right, this. And then we're going to do this at 8 1/2. See, now we're in paper cutting assembly mode. See, and this is the only piece that's left that we won't be using for today. Put that over there. All right, this is going to be, let's do this. You know what? I want to, let's see, if I do this at 8 1/2, it's going to cut off most of my butterflies here. See, so this is where I have to think a little bit. But I do like this piece as well. But I have to think of what will you see. Because if I flip this, it'll see that. You can flip that up. So this needs to be the bottom. She's thinking, y'all. She's thinking. Okay, I think if I do it this way. Let's cut this off first. I'm going to cut off this little lip. It's throwing me off. We don't need it. And so I wanted to flip up this way. So this needs to be at the bottom. So 8 1/2. And we'll just do our 4s. 4, 4, and 4. I think. 4, 4, and 4. Okay, that's 1. 4. Hopefully this is going to work out the way I think. Sometimes things don't work out the way you want them to. All right, and then this piece, you're not going to really see too much on here. Let that be the bottom. So 8 1/2. Sorry for my silence. No, we don't want to kill the butterfly. We want to keep the butterflies. All right, and then this last page, we don't care about the orientation on this one. It's nice, beautiful herringbone pattern. So we're going to cut this way first, 8 1/2. I'll have to think about that one. It's nice when you don't have to think about it. About right there. And then our 4, 4, 4. I tried to get as much out of a single page as I can, so I won't have too many scraps to work with. Even though, you know, we can always find stuff to do with it. Of course. All right. Takes me a while just to get this straight. And it's still kind of crooked, but y'all know me. I don't really care that much. Uh-oh. How did I get to this page? Okay. And take this little sliver of white off here. It wouldn't let me come back, y'all. Uh-oh. This one will be a little bit shorter than the other ones. Let's see if I can cut this. Gotta press down good. Okay. And then 8.5. We just had that piece left. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Focus back. I don't know how long it was on focus for. So we got these pieces left and that one. So let's see how many pieces this made up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's autofocus. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna try to fix this focus so it won't keep going out. Okay, so that's, I lost my count. Start over, do over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and we did 4 already, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 19. So we technically would need one more, but I think I'm not gonna worry about that because I did 1 before we started, so that would make her 20. So now, oops. We got to do our scoring. So we'll use these. So Judy is going at it. She says that she's done 4 already. You can't catch me, Judy. I'm not gonna let you. All right, so now I'm gonna score these at 3 inches. Give it a good score on the back side here, since I'm folding to the front side. See, now you can see how uneven the page was, because look at that. See that on the side? But that's okay, because once I sew it and put vintage photo on it and all that stuff, it's not going to look that way. But let's see, I will kind of cut the edge off of that side. Well, we'll see how wonky it's going to look anyway. I'm thinking it's going to be okay. All right, next, we don't have to worry about a pattern on this one. 3 inches. The scoring board makes it easy to fly through these. Okay. 3. Let's just do this. Let's go back into our mode here. Our assembly line mode. We'll do our scoring, then we'll do our folding. Next. I actually ate dinner before I started today, so you guys won't hear me whining and complaining that I'm hungry. But I think I'm still gonna go and get some ice cream. Every now and then, girl likes to have a little ice cream. So this one has some writing on it, and I want the writing to be upwards on the fold, so I want to score it on this side. guess it's always good to do a little bit of a test before you actually score it. And then the butterflies, same thing. I want the butterflies to be up this way. So we rescued the butterflies. I torqued gonna kill the butterflies. They deserve to live. They're gonna live on in the journals. And then our herringbone pattern here. I don't really need to look at that one. Either side will do. I think these will cut a little crooked too, but that's all right. And then this one, I already scoped it out. This little flower, it's going to be kind of upside down, but I think it'll be all right. And 3 inches and 3 inches. All right, now we're going to do our folds. Look how off that one is. Gonna have to cut a little bit of that. That's probably too much white. On that, this is our smaller one. We have a few of those, which is nice to have a variety of sizes too. So you don't even have to have this white part be as tall. You can cut some of that off too if you want to. Yeah. Yay for the butterflies. This one has a lot of white on the side, but see, there's our butterflies. Hey, butterflies. Hey, we missed y'all. Our little flies. What do you guys think? You think this one is a quick one? A quick project? I think so. I'm way too fast. The gingerbread man always reminds me of Shrek now. I love that cartoon. I remember taking my kids to see the first Shrek when they were youngsters. Sometimes I still like to watch Shrek. I love Disney movies. They're so cool. Okay, so now we have lots to work with here. So, and I just took out a big pile of my paper with washi on it. I took a big pile of my coffee dyed paper out. And so there's all kinds of videos on how to do the coffee dyed paper. But if you are sometimes lazy like me and you don't want to do your own coffee dyed paper, I actually have these up in the shop. And there's a link to these aged pages down in the description also. So you can go over there to Pleasant Creations and pick yourself up some if that's what you would like to do. No pressure from Lizzie. All right, so now let's cut us some pieces. So let's do some roughly cutting pieces here. And we just want it to be a little bit below, up there. Let's come over here on this side. We're not really measuring. We're not thinking about it. Just gonna get us some pieces going. And let's bring this over here a little bit. All right, take our trusty scissors out. And really, you know what? I don't really even need scissors for this job. Let me just cut this bottom off though. This piece I don't need. We'll keep this for something else because that's how we roll. All right. So we'll put you with you. We'll put you with you. Then I have to remember how I did this. Okay, we'll put that over to the side. Look how beautiful that paper is. Just put these over here. We're in assembly line mode again. Get us another page. And we'll put our little ones over. We'll do those last. Okay, let's just take one of these guys here. We'll say about right there. That right there. Another one here. And there. And that's really kind of all we need. You know what I'm going to use? My tour guide. Even though we're not going to see the pieces, but it's just going to be faster. It's going to be faster to rip these to shred the way we want to do it. Yeah, we'll go this way first. And even though there's like pink ink pen on here, nobody's gonna see that. Let's keep that little piece. And oh, I did need that little piece though. I mean, not that little piece. I kind of should have ripped it a bit different. And then I see this piece right here. Maybe about right there. And then about right here. All right, move those to the side. Get our interesting part is going to be showing there. 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 And there. And of course you can use some other like a complimentary paper on the inside instead of using the coffee dyed paper, or like on these I didn't put anything in here because they're probably going to be covered up anyway after you stuff things inside. Okay, so here's some more small ones. All right, let's get us another piece of paper out here. And this side is the interesting side. And this side is interesting, but not as interesting as the other side. Okay, and then here. Say here. About right there. And about right here. All right, so this time we're going to cut this part off first. And then we're going to cut this bottom part off first because we're not using either one of those. And let's see. And then this. And this. All right. Let's see where we at on time. We're doing pretty good. Doing pretty good on time today. Okay. That goes there. It's probably going to take me more time to sew than anything else, but you guys get the gist. That's why I wanted to kind of do a little bit of finishing on the camera, and then I'll just stay on just a little while longer because these live streams have been very long. All right, so we still have some of the smaller pieces. Let's get another interesting page out from our aged papers from Pleasant Creations. And this should be the only page that we need for this one here. And I don't really need all of that. Okay. And let's take this side off first. It's a nice big piece I can save for later. Take off this piece at the bottom because we don't need that either. And then just gonna go right down the middle of this. And so that's 2 pieces. And 4 pieces. All right. So now put our interesting pieces up. Should be this way. Okay. Like that. Like that. And like that. Now, time for some gluing. Time to get my purple disappearing ink glue out. And just put a little bit on here. Making sure that this part down here is going to be under, it's going to be like under the lip here. And wait a minute, this stuff dries fast too, so let's make sure. All right, and then we'll come back and cut the extra off in a second. Let's go into our assembly line mode again. And turn that over. That one's like just making it. I could pull that down a little bit. Okay. Next. That's the story of our life today. Next. See, I also think I'm getting a lot done quicker today because I'm not talking as much. Because, you know, I could be really chatty. Really chatty. But I choose not to today. I'm making a choice. Saving y'all's ears by not being so chatty. Chatty but not chatty. I love the way the coffee always has like that, those unique designs on them. And it really, really adds some vintage flair to any project. Sounds like a commercial, doesn't it? Up, 7 done. Oh, you have to change the color. Oh, you sewing and everything, Judy? Girl. Get it. Isn't sewing is so fulfilling, isn't it? It looks so beautiful when you get done. It really looks like you put some care into your stuff when you sew on it. That's my story anyway. That's my excuse to sew some paper, because it just looks so beautiful once you're done. I'm actually kind of looking up under the paper just to make sure that I'm getting it on the edges. I mean, it's hanging off the edges, so that one's a little off, but that's all right. Ain't nobody got time to be spending all day on this part. All right. Purple, purple, purple. See, what do we look like? Oh, I left a lot hanging on that one. Maybe I should be checking my work here. But this is one of those projects where you can't make a mistake. There's no mistakes. That's why I love junk journaling. There's no mistakes in the junk journal world. Okay, looks good. We're looking good. Looking good so far. I thought about just doing these pockets like I did them before, where I just left the white part. But y'all know, I always have to be extra. It's more fun to see something a little bit different. Give you an idea how to zhuzh your pockets up. You want to zhuzh them up. Oh, Judy, you cheated. You cheated by using a double-sided paper. That's another idea. You know what? I didn't even think about that, because you know what? I don't even think I have any double-sided paper. I don't think I have ever had any double-sided paper. Not that I didn't want any. I just didn't find any that kind of did it for me. So I always end up with one-sided paper, but I think that's a fantastic idea. That's not cheating. That's saving some time, and you don't have to pick any complimentary papers out, because you already have it on the other side. So that's an awesome idea. You're genius. See, I hang out with the geniuses. Yep, there are no mistakes in crafting, just like Penny says. No mistakes. It's just a lot of fun. Oh, yesterday I found these videos on YouTube about this guy was actually doing like a seminar on how to, it was giving like tips and things on how to, sell your stuff at a craft fair and stuff. It was really interesting. It was like in 3 parts, and this guy was so excited about what he did. He actually made wooden puzzles, which was cool. And he was giving some good advice, and I was taking notes like I was in class. I was like, man, I didn't realize you need so much stuff. And then I was thinking, how am I going to get all that in my little tiny car? All the things that you need for a craft fair, especially if you're going to be outside and they don't provide you with the tables and stuff. So that's going to be interesting. So I'll probably be sharing with you all, if I ever get to the craft fair, the process that I go through. That would be interesting. So I see there's people out there that talk about doing the craft fairs and stuff, but I don't see a lot of people who do journals and things. No, I have not thought about using cardstock coffee dye paper, because I have like a ton of coffee dye paper here already that I sell in the shop. So I just use that instead. If you mean like the cardstock that has the coffee dye on the other side, I don't think I've ever seen any, to be honest with you. All right, so, but if I did, that would be like a fantastic idea too. That would be a time saver also. So let's cut off our extra paper now. Even if it's hanging over a little bit, that's okay, because once I sew it, you're not going to see anything. All right, starting to come together, folks. It's starting to come together. see. Got a message, y'all. Somebody's messaging me. But I usually try to answer people's messages really quickly. But she's got her hands full at the moment, so I hope they understand. Hope they understand. And of course, I'm still watching Supernatural season 14. I was watching it before I came on live. It's one of my guilty pleasures. It sounds like I watch a lot of TV, but I really don't. Because here, during the day, it's hard to concentrate with a TV on for me, for a lot of the things I do. So during the day, for most of the day, it is very, very quiet, just like it is now. I don't listen to any music. I'm just working away. But I do, however, watch some YouTube videos sometimes. So for part of the day while I'm working, depending on how mindless my work is at that moment. If I'm like, taking pictures and stuff like that, I can listen to some podcast, or I'm usually listening to some YouTube videos because it's hard to watch and work at the same time. Let's see. So if you're only doing a few of these, this project can go really, really quickly, as you saw at the beginning. I busted out 4 of these, like in the first 5 minutes of the video. That's my story. I don't know how far into the video we were, actually. So if you're watching on the replay, just know that this is being recorded live. You get Lizzie live. True live. I'm glad I turned that autofocus off. It would be going crazy. I think it's because of the foiling on this paper. It was just like, what am I looking at? Too much bling on the screen. Too much bling, bling, bling. We got a few more of these to cut. And then this part of the process in our assembly line will be done. I would love to be using my gargantuan sewing scissors, but I only use those on fabric. I love those scissors so much because I can just like cut in one fell swoop. They're so long. Might have to get some that's just for paper. I mean, these are okay, so I can't really justify buying some more of those scissors when these work perfectly. But I want to. She wants to. That's how I have to think about stuff because I'm a gadget person, so when I see stuff, I'm like, I want that. But then I have to think, okay, do you really need it? Number 1. Number 2 is, do you have room for that? And how often are you going to be using it? Does it make sense? Does it make sense for you, for your life? And then I don't get it, and then I end up kind of jerry-rigging things to try to do whatever that gadget does, and it doesn't work out for me, and then I end up getting it anyway. All right, and this is the last one for this part of the process. We have a spot of trash here, and if I was smart, I would have put my little thing here to catch everything. All right, so Now, moving right along to the next piece of this process is the sewing machine. Oh, not the sewing machine. The next part is our corner chomper, or We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper. And I'm going to go around all 4 corners because I like that look. Doesn't that look almost like a library pocket? I like these. I already know I'm going to use a few of these quite quickly. I like these colors too. Even though they're a dark color, they're just really beautiful. These were some beautiful papers, I have to say. I'm trying to read and do this at the same time. Oh, Judy says she used to do lots of fairs, use small folding table from Walmart, and light director's chairs. Oh, that's cool, Judy. I was looking at the tents because a lot of things I'm thinking of, like the logistics of doing the fair by myself. So I have to be able to set things up by myself if I don't have help. So the tent, I'm trying to figure out like what's going to be like the easiest type of tent that I would be able to put up. That's going to be like for a 10 by 10 space, because I think most craft fairs are 10 by 10 spaces that you get. And I don't want to really try to rent one, because if you do a couple of craft fairs, you start losing money at that point on the tent. And I don't know anybody that has one that I can borrow, so that's something to think about. This one, I could tell that was uneven. So I really enjoyed watching that guy talk about the craft fair. He had like some really good tips. I saved it for later too, so I can go back and watch it again. I was like, I don't want to lose all that good info. No. He said the pop-up tents are really easy, and usually there's someone there to help you. That would be cool. I was just trying to think of like the worst case scenario where, the people there, they're like, I'm security. I can't help you with that. They don't want to help you. I don't know. I think people probably generally are friendly, but since I haven't done a fair yet, I don't know. He said, you're on your own too now and old. Me too. I'm getting up there. Can't move around. Be carrying heavy stuff. And I know the one place that I was looking at to actually start with, you have to have a tent, and then you have to, and something I didn't think about is you have to have weights on your tent, which makes perfect sense. Because essentially your tent is an umbrella, so once it catches that air up under it, it can like fly and damage other people's things. So the weights make sense. So then I was like, okay, so now I got to get weights for this thing, and the weights have to be at least 20 pounds each. And some people, I saw this one guy, because I was looking things up yesterday, he was making the weights for his tent, and his weights were like 100 pounds each, and I don't know why he did it like that, but he said it was overkill. But he said he's been to some fairs where the tents just, storms passed through and the tents just kind of went with the wind. So he wanted to be sure his tent wasn't going anywhere. So that's why he did that. All right, so now I'm just going to sew the lip here of each one of these in assembly line fashion. And then I'll go around them. Next. I'll do like 5 at a time. And next. And I guess it's good that I'm using like a neutral thread as well, because it kind of goes with everything. Makes it easier. All right. Get my little thread thingy here. All right, so that was 5. I did the lip of 5 of these. Wow, you seen them fly over a chain link fence. See, and without watching that video, thank goodness for YouTube, I would never have thought of that. Never in a million years thought of the tents flying away. So you use water jugs. That's a good idea too. All right, let's do our next 5 here. Okay. Next 5. And next. And next. Do one more and then cut those loose. All right, let's cut these guys loose here. And that's the inner lip is done. And this one. All right, and then our next one here. Okay. All right, hold up 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Okay. Alrighty here. Thanks for the words of encouragement on the fair. So I'm looking forward to. I mean, it can't hurt anything to try out a fair and see how it works. Like I'm looking at this one. It only costs like $27. It's only like one day. But of course you have to bring everything. And it's only for like, I think you have to be set up by 8 o'clock. And then it ends at 2 o'clock. So not that many hours. So I think that would be a good test. And I think my audience is also at that venue as well. Because I know that's an important piece. I was trying to tell a friend that she does like woodworking, and she tried out like some flea markets and stuff, and I was just telling her the kind of stuff that she does. I said, those people are not your people. You gotta go like to something more artsy for her woodworking. They appreciate your crafts more, the handmade crafts for sure. I don't think the flea market people, they don't appreciate it like that. All right, so we got all of our pieces for our little lips are done. So now I'm gonna go around the edges, and I'm probably gonna end up changing thread pretty soon too. So it looks like it might run out on me. The way this is turning out. I really love these colors too. I'm trying to clean my strings up as I go because they just get everywhere, especially when you're doing this many pieces. Uh-oh, there went the bobbin. Let's see, right at the end too, so we finished that one, so that's good. So let's see here if Mr. Bobbin is out. And Mr. Bobbin is out. So we got to run another bobbin, and I know I'm going to need some more thread because this is going to eat my thread up. Doing the bobbins. But it must be done. See how fast can we get this done. I'm not rushing. I'm taking my time, really. She's taking her time. Yep. There wasn't much left on this spool of thread to begin with. I thought it was more than what was on there, but okay, so we have an empty spool. Let me get some more thread. I should have some right here. It's a neutral color. Sometimes I have a hard time getting like the little piece off the top. The last one was really easy, but for some reason, I think since I'm on the camera, it's not going to be that easy. We'll find out. Oh, it was easy. Yay. Okay. I'm going to keep these for something else, for another project. Because that's what we do. That's the crafter hoarder in me. Crafter hoarder see, can we thread this on the first try? Wish me luck, y'all. Wish me luck. I've been doing pretty good. Wasn't exactly the first try, but I got it. And I haven't had to use my little threader. I do have a threader, but sometimes it takes me longer to use that thing than it does to just keep punching at it until I get it. Alright. I've watched some other crafters when they're sewing. Man, their machines are so nice. They just pop the bobbin in and it's a wrap. It's not like that for this particular sewing machine for sure. For sure. I mean, it ain't that bad, but could be easier. Oops. All right. I think we're in business again. Everything looks fantastic. All right. We can get back going again. Okay. So even though there's a little bit of a white part showing on this, I can just put some vintage photo on there and nobody will know the difference. Nobody. That one is done. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys what a mess this one looks like. So you can see here, you can see the white on this side where I didn't cut it straight. There's a little white showing on that side, but let's see what happens when we use some vintage photo. Where is it? First I have to find it. We need to ink this up a little bit. And let's see. There we go. And the white disappears. Ta-da! I can still see it a little bit, but I think it's okay. I think it's going to be okay. Sometimes when we're doing stuff, we notice stuff that nobody else in the world would ever notice. For sure. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, you go over there. All right, so we are well over an hour now. So I've done a few on the camera with you all. I'm gonna do let's do one of the small ones, and then I'm probably gonna shove off after that, and then I'll just continue on off cam to finish. We'll just look at the ones that we have done already. As y'all know, I could just sew all night long. Sometimes I'm up very late sewing. I'm like, I can sew that. Let me sew it. I forgot to move that back. See, I just keep forgetting. I'm gonna get the hang of it one day. Because, I just started showing this angle with me sewing. So, I have to get the hang of moving the camera around. I used to just put the camera in one spot, and that was it. Go here. Yeah, these pockets are super easy. Thank you, Laura Lynn. These pockets are really easy. Maybe I'll do one more. Oh, I love this one. See, I love the way this one came out. This is one of the skinnier ones. Let's do another one. I'm going to keep saying that. Let's do one more. Why not? I love being on with y'all. Makes time go by pretty quickly as well. This wonkily cut paper. Sewing hides a multitude of sins. So with this project, you can use up some paper, just a little bit, because you see I only used like a few sheets, and voila. It does look quilted. And the paper, because it's not totally glued on, it has like some little bubbles in it, which is fine because I'm not writing on that part. Well, I don't know if anybody would write on that part as a pocket, but you could, because it's paper, so it's nice. You can write on it, and it has like some little pockets, so it has like that really nice feel to it. For sure. Thank you, Penny. I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys love being with me like I love being with y'all. See, look, I just snuck another one in. I should just go ahead and just finish, huh? Because I'm gonna finish off the camera anyway. My goal, like, was to stay on these videos for like an hour, but I've been going like well over an hour. I mean, I don't mind. But I don't know how the viewers feel. How do you all feel about this being more than an hour? I mean, because you can always shove off and come back on, or watch it on the replay. I like watching the live ones live as well, though. Alright, let's see. Sneak another one in, cause I can't help myself. I like to sew. You didn't know I could sing like that, did you? I have a song for everything. I remember when my mother-in-law was alive, we'd be riding in the car, and we would be listening to the radio, and every song that came on, I knew the words to it. And she's like, you know the words to everything. How do you know that? Actually, I don't know the words to everything, but I do know the words to a lot of songs. So when certain situations pop up, I usually can come up with the song that I've heard, or make one up myself like I just did. So I can consider myself not only an artist, but a songwriter as well. Sometimes you have to give yourself your own titles. Record on. Well, alrighty then. Let's do another one then. Let's do another one. Let's keep it going. At first I wasn't going to sew like the bottom of this pocket, and then I did it once and I liked it, so It really helps the pocket to like really lay flat. This is another one that has some white on the side, but again, I'll just put a little vintagey photo on there or a piece of fabric or something on it to cover it up. And then that will wakes for me. A piece of fabric can cover a multitude of sins as well. Just like sewing and vintage photo. Thank you, Tim Hopes. Thank you, Timmy. Oh, y'all, I have like a Cricut machine. And my Cricut machine broke down. And I called Cricut. Cricut is always good. And they try to help me out and stuff. And they're going to send me a few things that may rectify the problem that I'm having. I can still do some things on it, but there's other things that I am kind of dead in the water on for my Cricut machine. And I named my Cricut machine Tim Gunn. Because I like Project Runway and I love Tim Gunn. And so I figured it makes things, so I name it Tim Gunn. So Tim Gunn has been sick, and I'm trying to get Tim Gunn fixed. So I was talking to the customer service rep, and she was so nice. She was trying everything to help me out. And, you know, nothing that we did with our troubleshooting and everything worked. And she was like, she almost made me cry because she was so sad that she couldn't help me out. And the big thing is that my Cricut is out of warranty because I've had it since 2015. So almost 4 years now I've had that Cricut machine. And it's been working really well for me. So it's out of warranty, and they don't really have like people that repair them. They don't do like parts and things like that. So once it goes down, you have to buy another one if it's not in warranty. But the story is, the main part of the story is that the representative, she was just so sweet, and she made me want to cry. And she's like, you're taking this so well. And I told her, I said, there's no reason for me to get mad at you. You didn't make the machine, for one thing. I'm not one of those angry customers like that. And I understand that things break down, and it's not like it broke down like 15 minutes after I got it. I've had it for 4 years and I use it regularly. So I wish they did have like a way to repair it, because those machines are not inexpensive. So I wish they had a way that you can get it fixed if something goes wrong. So I'm still working on it to try to save Tim. I can still use Tim for some projects, but some projects I cannot. But I do have a Brother Scan and Cut too, so I might have to just kind of just use the Brother Scan and Cut for some of the things I was using the Cricut for. It might even work out better. It might have been a way to force me to learn how to do more things with the Scan and Cut. Because I told y'all I'm a gadget girl, so I love stuff like that. You want to see what I've done so far? I have a few left, but I'll show you what I've done so far. So let me grab the pieces that we have. All right, so this is what we have so far. And just in case you have to shove off, I still have like, let me see, I have a few more left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left. So I'm going to finish those 2. But so we have this one. And I love the coffee dye paper. I use that on everything now. And that's what the back looks like. So that's the front. This one is like a wood grain pattern. It looks like leather. Like if you saw it in person, you would think this was like a leather pouch or something. Yeah. It's not cardstock. It's coffee dyed paper. It's not cardstock. And I love the foiling on here. I love this color too. This paper pad is wonderful for this. Just looks like some vintage pockets. And then this one, the front and the back. That lovely gold foiling. We have this the one, wood grain. Got two of the wood grains here, because we were able to make a few. This looks very masculine, doesn't it? I like it. I actually did a journal for a guy before. That would have been great in his journal. Oh, the ones that you did. Yeah, I hate you, but I love you. For having that double-sided paper, that double-sided idea. That you were able to skip a step. But I'm not going to say you cheated. You just worked smarter, not harder. And then this little one here. I think this is the only little one I've sewn so far. I like the little ones. I thought I would like them bigger, but I kind of like the little ones. I'll probably make more of those smaller ones. All right, and I'll show you some of the other ones I had here. These are the ones where I didn't put anything on the back. And see, this would have been great if it was double-sided. So this was a small one. See, it's a different shape than even the small one that we did. Where is it? See? So they're about almost the same width, and then I cut that down even more. So I like the way that one came out. So this was from a different paper pad, of course. And I don't know the name of it. I don't even know if I still have I've been working this paper pad for years. And I still have some left. It's a pretty color. I like the pinks and the florals. So most of these are the same size also. So I already had these. I did these off Cam. And that one. And this one. Yeah, oops. This is like ledger paper. I like this. Maybe because I have an accounting background. I love ledger paper. Ledger paper looks so good in journals. So I have all of those. Let's count how many it is so far, and I have 7 left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 31 plus 7, that'll be like 38. Woohoo! I like that. Y'all know where that laugh came from? That's from the count off of Sesame Street. If you're old enough, you know. I wonder, do kids watch Sesame Street these days? Sesame Street was a big thing when I was little. Even for my kids, it was a big thing as well. I love the count. How he counted things and he enjoyed it so much. That was really quite genius. They turned like a monster into an icon, a Sesame Street icon. I used to love watching that and the Electric Company and Zoom. They all came on PBS, of course. Oh, and let's not forget Mr. Rogers. Because Mr. Rogers was the bomb. Even though, if you look at his program now, it's like so boring and dull. But at the same time, it was very calm. It was like a calm, loving show. I love Mr. Rogers. They actually had kind of like a documentary about him on cable. My mom has cable, so sometimes I get to see some stuff. Because I don't have cable. So sometimes when I'm at her house, we watch stuff, and they had his Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood or something like that on. And they were just talking about him. I didn't know that he was an ordained preacher, but he was kind of like a preacher that had an open mind and very soft spoken, and he just had a wonderful personality. Yeah, I think we are. Great minds think alike, Penny. Great minds think alike. Got a lot of stringage going on here. Next. I know I'm gonna be telling my age now, but when we were kids, we had TV and everything, but we didn't have cable like it is today. We had like just the network TV shows. So it was like you watch whatever your mother watched. And we only had one TV in our house. So we had the one TV in the living room, and that was it. And I remember one Christmas, me and my brothers, we got a black and white TV, and it was so small. It was like a 13-inch TV. We were so happy we had that black and white TV, but you could barely get anything on it because it only had like the rabbit ears on it. But that's how we got our Christmas gifts, because our family didn't have like a lot of money, so we would get like a gift for all of us. I had like two brothers, so it was me and my two brothers. We would get one gift that we shared together, and then we would get a gift like for ourselves. Like you get a gift for yourself, and that was it. So, and I remember we got a clock radio. That was like our stereo, because we could listen to the radio. So that was cool. So we had a clock radio and a black and white TV with some rabbit ears. And we were happy because we weren't the kind of kids that stayed indoors anyway. Even, I grew up in the snow. Even on the snow days, we spent most of our time outside being creative and imaginative and having adventures and doing dangerous things. Uh-oh. We are out of thread somewhere. Yep, 2 channels. I think we had 3 main channels, and then we had, surprisingly, we had WGN because we were in the Chicago area. And I might have ran out again of bobbin, because that bobbin, I didn't fill it all the way up because I ran out of thread. Yep, it's on empty. And we had Fox before Fox was a big network. We had Fox. And that was like on one of those not VHS or whatever it was, a UHS or some kind of band. I know you young people ain't gonna know what I'm talking about, but the older people know what I'm talking about. It was like a off. It wasn't even PBS. It was like one of those channels that you had to. I can't even explain it, but I bet somebody knows what I'm talking about. All right, so I am just doing the bobbin because I ran out. Oh, you remember when TV went to color? Well, I don't remember that because I think the TVs were in color already by the time we came around. But it was close, though. It was close. My thread tried to jump ship, y'all. But that's how they made this cheapo depot machine. Even thread tries to escape. Oh only have a few left to do too. All right, so let's give her a cut and get her to get this back in here, so we can get this show on the road and have a completed. Well, we have a completed 20 for sure, but we just want to finish the rest. That will give me some satisfaction. I can put in my pile of completes. Of my completes. Alright, then we need this piece here. I know y'all can't see what I'm doing, but it's mayhem. I will say this machine is easy to like put the threads where they need to be. Because when you first get a sewing machine, you're like, what the what? You got to put the thread where? And over the dell and through the moon to grandmama's house we go. That thread goes every place. All right. Come on out of there, people. Okay, I got this thread a little mixed up here. And I know if I don't fix it, it's going to be really crazy in a minute. Let me rethread this. That'll make me happy. Maybe I won't have any more snafus before I finish. Alright, here we go. Still kind of kooky. What's going on here? Still not happy. Things is just wrapped around my needle like in a crazy way. You guys can't see it, but I can. Alright, here we go. Here we go, I think. Alright, gotta finish this one up. Yeah, I was born after that time. Let's just put it that way. So, I wasn't watching TV at that time. Ooh, I did this kind of kooky. Not paying attention. But again, I'm sure there's a way to fix that. It looks kind of crazy on that end. All right. All right. And I'm just going to kind of fix up this edge here. Because I didn't give it good love. The love was not there on that corner. There we go. All fixed up. Alright. We have like 3 left. And then it's a wrap for today. I enjoyed this project, because it was really simple. If I do say so myself. The sewing probably made it a little bit more complicated than it needed to be, but that's what made me happy. It gave me some joy. Because I do love the sewing piece. It's very soothing, and it's like, I don't know. It just gives me a relaxing feeling. And it just looks absolutely magnificent and wonderful. And I really love these smaller pockets that I made. I'm definitely going to make some more of these. Uh-oh, let me go. I'm caught. I think the bobbin is doing something kooky. Of course it's going to do something kooky as soon as I get to the end, because that's how it rolls. It's like stuck. So let's see. I got 2 left. Should she try it? I don't think so. Mr. Bobbin, Mr. Bobbin, why are you stuck? Don't get stuck at the end. We're almost done. We only have a little bit left. I got so much dust in there. I didn't want y'all to see that, but sometimes you can't hide stuff. When you invite your friends over, they don't judge you. So I think it's okay. Y'all see my dust. If they're real friends, they're not going to say anything about your dust. If they're judgy friends, because we all have some of those too, they just might. Or they'll clean it up for you. Man, I had a friend. We worked in an office together, and our office, sometimes it would just get so dirty. It would get so dusty because of where we were at. And man, she loved cleaning, and she would, and I had like the telephone, our telephone, we had one telephone in the office, and it was on my desk. And she would be on the telephone talking to her family, and she would be cleaning my desk while she was on the telephone, and I would be trying to do some work, and she would be cleaning my computer screen. I just let her clean it because that's what made her happy, because she was a neat freak. I said, you go ahead and clean, girl. I'll just wait to do my work until you get finished with my screen. And that is a true story. And I miss her. Okay, this one is the last one. We are down to the last one. Yep, you could definitely just glue these together. And I'd have been done like 45 minutes ago if I would just glue them together. And also use double-sided cardstock. I definitely would have been done. I'd have been done like an hour ago. But in my case, in my defense, this was all about just using what I already had. So I could have went out and got some double-sided cardstock. Of course, I didn't even think of that idea. But no. And of course, I could have glued it too. Excuses. Alright, so that is the last one of those. Okay. Oh, I'm exhausted now. 9 done, 3 waiting for me to change the thread. Yay! That makes me happy that you all are joining in on the projects. All right, so we have done our 20 for today. Our project 20 check. We did that. Thank you all for staying on. And the only pieces that we had from the past that we used were these pieces. This is it. 4 pieces, right? And then these were from the scraps that I had. I still had some scrap pieces, but I can do something with that too. Here's another piece. Here's a couple of other pieces, so we can do something with those. And so we had just a few small ones, and I already showed you guys all of them, so I'm not going to run through all of them, but we have a few sizes here, a few different sizes. Most of them are the big ones. So if I do some more, I'm going to do some shorties, some smaller ones. I thought I had did more small ones, but I guess not, because I had one from each paper pad that we did today. And I had some more of these, but I don't know what I did with them. Oh, there's another one. I guess I didn't have that many of those either. Just big ones. All right, so we did our 20 for today. Again, check. And I want to thank you all for coming on with me. If you are looking for some coffee dyed paper, you can head over to pleasantcreations.com. I have like some very unique paper pages over there for sale as well. And so I am going to shove off and see you all on the next video as well. Thank you again for coming on. I think tomorrow what I'm going to be doing, because I started doing them, I'm going to do some of these. It's just they are on index cards, and again it's using the coffee dye paper. So I think that's what we're going to do tomorrow, is some notes. And I'm not going to decorate them, but I did it like a test, so it kind of looks like this. So that's your preview. That's your preview since you asked. That's what we're probably going to be doing tomorrow. I love that. Okay, so with that, I'm going to shove off again. So love, peace, and hair grease from your sweet lotus blossom and lovable Lizzie. I just want to thank all of you that came on with me: Rachel, Judy, Laureline, and Penny. And I think I didn't miss anyone who I chatted with, and all those who are here but who did not come on the chat, I still appreciate you as well. So have a lovely evening, and I will see you all on the next video. Adios.